Dear viewer, we wish you a pleasant journey through this thread of answers. I'm Marques Brownlee, aka AmKBHD, and I make tech videos on YouTube. AmA. What would you do if you could control rewind? It's rewind time. I would want Fortnite and hold up. Do we still think rewind is happening this year? There is so much to talk about. The war, the Coro. Oh yes, I get what you mean. Yeah, it'll just be that 2 seconds explosion meme. If you could choose something to be made in matte black, what would it be? Yes. Good answer lol. Do you get all the Apple products for free or do you buy them? Do you have to return them? It's a healthy mix. Apple has a review program where they'll send things to review and be returned. Everything from the Mac Pro and Pro displays all the way to iPhones and watches and cases. I'm pretty diligent about returning them. I do however buy Apple stuff all the time. You should see my desk. Apple makes desks? What do you think will be the biggest lasting change in the tech due to the pandemic? I'm honestly hoping it's the way tech events happen. We're all slowly learning that the, mostly, cringe on stage events with a rush to the hands-on area are kinda rough. We'll see how it evolves, but in my dream world we don't go completely back to those. Also, how is CES not cancelled yet? How is CES not cancelled yet? Well, it's taking place in the USA. That's about all there is to explain about that. How different is Elon Musk IRL from his social media impression? Same guy. Does he often talk about catgirls? Every day at 10 o'clock. All of your videos are filmed inside your studio, but I've always wondered what sort of tech products do you use at home? Do you use a permanent smart speaker or does it rotate? What TVs do you like? Do you have a home desktop setup? Just that sort of thing. Thank you for many years of great videos. I've been a big fan since the Honey Nut Cheerios college dorm days. Okay, so my most used home tech are the Google Home Max, a June oven, it's incredible, and my PS4 Pro. What's your current favorite piece of tech? Honestly, after my camera it's my 11-inch iPad Pro with LTE. Always knew you used your iPad camera to film videos. When will you introduce us to the whole team? Check out the ending of our merch review. Gotta feature this whole crew more though. Their talent is off the charts. Who does Mac belong to? Have you actually ever used brand skins for a long amount of time? Yeah, I've had a brand skin on my iPad Pro since I got it over a year ago, and on my MacBook Pro for months. I'm on and off with them on phones. Ever thought about branding your car? You wouldn't brand a car. What is the most you have been offered by a company to say something positive about their product? That's a good question. I don't have a number answer because usually the conversation ends as soon as they get into can we sponsor the review territory, which is long before they're throwing out numbers. Do you think anyone has the potential to get big on YouTube if they put in the effort? I think luck has a lot to do with it. I'd say yes if this were 10 or even 5 years ago when things were significantly less saturated. But now it's much more difficult to find and conquer a niche when it seems like everything has already been done. So in 2020 it's a much more hesitant yes. But without real passion and effort there's almost zero chance. Not a YouTuber, but a new YouTube user, 29 years old, I find myself willing to subscribe to multiple channels within a given niche. The cost of subscribing is zero to the user and the desire to discover more content is high. This user interaction gives me the impression a new niche is not needed to succeed. Do you use a teleprompter when making your videos? Or just reference notes? Never been able to use a teleprompter. I always have my outline/notes on my lap on my phone in front of me or on a table next to me for reference. Genuinely think this adds a lot to your style of videos. A lot of channels are moving to teleprompters and whilst I admit it's high quality, it feels less natural. Your videos feel more like a conversation, if that makes any sense at all. I really dig it. Which web browser do you use and why? Safari on my iPad and MacBook because battery life. Chrome on Android. Is Firefox bad for battery life? It's been my go-to for the last 2 years. Firefox is great for privacy though. It's nice to be out of the Google ecosystem and have access to a lot of external script blockers and extensions. What's your least favorite tech? The Magic Mouse is trash. What do you think is the future of consumer VR in the next 5 to 10 years? Do you think it'll remain a niche, enthusiast product or that it'll become much more mainstream? Thanks. I can never quite tell the timeline, But every time I use a new VR headset I'm even more optimistic about its future for immersive content and gaming. So even though I'm bad at predictions, I'm hoping it can be closer to mainstream when the biggest companies in the world like Apple and Google start to really make moves in the next 5 years. Do you ever feel restricted in terms of what you create on your channel because of demonetization and the algorithms? What is your best tactic to get around them? Oh, my own channel, not at all. I've had zero demonetization problems, and honestly, if anything, the algorithm seems to like my old videos to a startling degree. My bigger concern as a tech creator is my ratio of evergreen content to right now tech videos in my catalog. Need to keep it a healthy mix. Yes, I have seen young MKBHD pop up in my feed as well. How does being a YouTuber compare to other jobs? Couple things on that. 1. It's incredible to have a job that's relatively stable right now, in a time where much of the world is struggling with that. I have the viewers to thank for that. 2. This job has one of the biggest deltas between how difficult people think it is versus how much work it actually is. Can you elaborate on your second point? After the conversation with Craig Federighi, there was a lot of now that he's gone, we can finally say what we really think. Was there any backlash for that? And can you share any details on what the whole process was like? No backlash at all, that was a good time. Apple reached out before the show asking if I wanted Craig on the podcast and I agreed. They wanted to know if I'd make a video from it, and I said I couldn't commit until I knew what happened at WWDC and whether it would be video worthy or not. They said that's fine and we set up a time. Craig didn't get to see any of my questions and we just had both ends of our call recorded. Simple. What would have been your answer or question? Leave it in the comments below. Slap that like and subscribe button for more, and check out the link in the video description for even more answers. Peace out, and catch you in the next video.